So I'm sure you guys are all familiar with common social networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and today I'm going to be talking about why that's detrimental to society. First off, they're detrimental in the way that they negatively affect relationships, they facilitate bullying, and they expose users to predators. So first off, social networking sites they negatively affect relationships. They make people more prone to isolation. 25% of teens report that they feel less shy in the common sense media, and they have feelings of confidence and comfort. But along with this, they also feel disconnected in their lack of followers, or also reading posts of other people having fun while they're sitting at home by themselves. In the Anxiety UK study, it shows that they result in a higher risk of depression, low self-esteem, and eating disorders. They prevent people from having face-to-face interactions, so people might message in order to hang out, but when they are hanging out, they actually aren't paying attention to the person they're hanging out with. 32% report that social media and texting during meals instead of talking with their friends and family, and 10% or younger under the age of 25 respond to social media and text during sex, which obviously would show that that negatively affects relationships. They also contribute to a loss of more real friends and gain. More online communication would directly correlate to a strong relationship, but this actually isn't the case. 70% of adult users who go on want to connect with friends and family, and this is shown in the Journal of Technological Research. But 15% of adult users have had an experience on social networking that caused a friendship to end. And this is stated in the Pew Internet Report. Secondly, social networking sites facilitate bullying. There's rumors and lies that spread in social networking sites, and over 50% of people learn their main news source on social media. And 49.1% of people have heard false news via social media as well. And this comes from scholars.com, Christina Marino, a writer. Freedom to speech is also taken too far. Harmful things have been said over social media that has caused a lot of suicidal attempts. Middle schoolers who are victims of cyberbullying were almost twice as likely to attempt suicide. And this is stated in the American Journal of Ortho Psychology, and 49.5% of students responded to being victims of cyberbullying, so it's a really true issue. A lot of people joke that, oh, cyberbullying isn't real, they can just shut off the computer and walk away, but right now social networking is so intertwined with our society that people, you're going to get bashed whether you want to or not. It's not something you can run away from. And thirdly, social networking sites expose users to predators like pedophiles and burglars. People try to connect, and it's supposed to promote normal interaction, but there's a lot of people with malicious intentions online. There's direct access to your contact information and photographs online, so you have to be careful about that. And there's no screening to join social networking sites, so who you're talking to might not always be the person you think they are. So in conclusion, social networking sites negatively affect relationships, they facilitate bullying, and they expose users to predators. Thank you.
All right, Lauren, the subject, we already heard a speech on this tonight, and I think it's fine, but the way you phrased your proposition at the beginning makes it sound like an expository speech. Are you going to tell us why this is a problem? No, it should be a declarative statement. It is a problem, and you do finally get to that, but I think it needs to be more forceful at the beginning of the speech. There is a preview of what the secondary structures are going to be, but you really rush through that preview, and you don't distinguish those points when you're in the body of the speech. In fact, there were several times when I thought you were on one particular point while you were speaking, and it appears that you had slipped forward into a second, third, or maybe even a fourth claim where you're developing some support for that claim, and it wasn't clear that you were finished or done with an earlier issue. So the cumulative effect is that it feels like you were rushing through this material and you were kind of just stringing together the information without building the argument as effectively as you could. I think you've got the basics of the argument here, but it needs to, like I said, have more distinct structural claims inside, and you're going to need some internal summaries to explain why each point is important. Like I said, it sounded to me at the beginning like you had some inconsistent information about social media. Sometimes there are benefits, but then there are some disadvantages. I know that it irritates me when people are on their phones texting or responding to things during dinner or sex. It's really frustrating. But I'm not exactly sure, where are you? I know you're there. But I'm not exactly sure that shows that relationships end. I mean, there's something quirky about it. There's something weird that's going on. But there's not much follow-up that says, people stop or something like that. In the other section where you talked about a risk to friendships, you did have an interesting statistic that said, like 15% of friendships ended because of something that occurred online. And I thought that was an interesting point. So you need a little bit more data like that in the earlier part of the speech as well. All right, thank you.